presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Wisconsin.
Doug came in and told me what had happened, who the trade was to. We brought Zach in, told him.
Business decision, I guess, is the best way to describe it.
You know, it's a tough one because Zach is, very fond of Zach, not only as a player but also as a person.
That's just how baseball is.
And I feel like he's a son to you when you can sit and talk baseball. He's a little bit of a baseball junkie. Probably one of my favorite players that I've been associated with, and makes it always a little bit tougher, but we had to make a decision and turn the page.
And this year, you could always do more, it feels like, but we went pretty far, and it was a lot of fun. That was definitely the most fun I've had ever playing baseball.
Yesterday, an emotional, somewhat dramatic day for the Brew Crew on the business side. Today, a new day. It's the Nationals and the Brewers from sold-out Miller Park here in Milwaukee. A fabulous Saturday night for Game 3. And both teams wearing their Negro League uniforms tonight. Randy Wolf hopes to keep the Brewers on top after a win last night. On the other side, a special return back to his home state for National starter Jordan Zimmermann. Davey Nelson, Craig Kashan back with you here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. And yesterday, a mid-season sellers trade day, a rarity of sorts lately for the Milwaukee Brewers as Zach Greinke shipped off to the Angels. And a business decision, something the Brewers now have to move forward with. And it's been an interesting last 3 weeks during this process.
Well, yeah, it has been. And, it's been up and down. Will he, won't he? Well, he did. He got traded. And now it's time to move on. And they got 3 good prospects, and we'll take it from there.
Well, Zach Greinke traded away and will be a key figure in the Angels' rotation now as they make a serious bid for a World Series run. So Greinke to the Angels. It's a 3-for-1 swap for the Brewers. They take 3 Double-A players. Gene Segura, an outstanding shortstop. Johnny Helwig and Ariel Pena, 2 good right-handed pitchers. We'll see what happens in the next year or two with these 3 youngsters now in the Brewers organization. Still ahead, a little summer heat. Aramis Ramirez has been sizzling so far this summer. Can he double up his summer fun? Dan Rock tell us when Brewers baseball continues next on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. By Miller Lite, because when friends come together, it's not just a good time, it's Miller time. By Toyota, when you choose Toyota, you get a lot for less. Toyota. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Beautiful Saturday night in Milwaukee, and a big crowd still filing in here, and there is Aramis Ramirez, second in the National League in doubles, trailing the injured Joey Votto. Ramirez, 3 hits last night. He was a triple away from the cycle in the Brewers' shutout victory last night. Hi, everybody. We welcome you from Miller Park. Hi, Bill Schroeder. I'm Brian Anderson. Great to have you with us tonight. Got a beautiful night for baseball, and let's see if the Brewers can put together a couple of wins in a row after they snapped a 7-game losing streak last night. Aramis Ramirez has been quite a story, Rock. In a little over 2 months, he's been able to raise his batting average nearly 70 points. He's got a chance to hit 300 this year.
Yeah, he bottomed out at about 218 in the middle part of May, and that's pretty much what he's been doing throughout his career. Very slow starter, but last night is pretty much indicative of what he's been able to do. A base hit to left, a double to right, and then he hit a big home run. That was a big home run for Milwaukee in that 6-0 victory. A slow starter throughout his career, and when you look at his numbers by month, it's really the only thing that really pops out of it is the batting average. A 214 batting average in April, and look at the month of July, 360. He's topped out right now at 287. Everything else pretty much the same. Home runs, RBIs, the doubles have been pretty consistent. The Brewers are still waiting for that big home run month from Aramis Ramirez.
Now, Ramirez is pursuing a franchise record for doubles. He's about 20 shy of Lyle Overbay's franchise record. Well, Game 3 coming up next. It's Randy Wolf on the mound for the Brewers against a Wisconsin native. Jordan Zimmerman will pitch for the Nationals. Game 3 of this 4-game series next on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Tonight we pay homage to the Negro Leagues in our Negro League Tribute Night. Both teams will be wearing vintage Negro League uniforms, and a bunch of dignitaries out before the ball game today, telling some stories, having some good laughs, and still got it with the 3/4 delivery. It's always a lot of fun here. We do it every year. Great tradition that is the Negro Leagues. Brewers baseball tonight on Fox Sports Wisconsin. The Brewers are the first place Nationals matching up in Game 3. This series all tied at 1 apiece as Randy Wolf is ready to go to work. Danny Espinosa will lead off. He'll be followed by Corey Brown, then Ryan Zimmerman. First ball swinging, 1 out for Randy Wolf. And that's how this night begins. check the rest of the Nationals and Davy Johnson's Piggly Wiggly batting order. Corey Brown follows Espinoza, then Ryan Zimmerman. Middle of the order is Michael Morse, Adam LaRoche, and Tyler Moore. Jesus Flores will catch tonight. Steve Lombardozzi at second base, and George Zimmerman on the mound for the Nationals. And there are the numbers for Randy Wolf.
Well, that one relief appearance came at Houston in that game that Zach Greinke was ejected. Pitched a couple of innings in relief, but his last time out against Philadelphia, very good. 2 earned runs in 6 innings.
Brewers sporting their Milwaukee Bears uniforms here tonight. Randy Wolf looks right at home in the throwback unis. Kind of a throwback guy. There's Corey Brown, a swing and a miss. No Bryce Harper in the batting order tonight. He was a late scratch. Flu-like symptoms is the report. And Harper, who was in the original starting lineup, replaced by Corey Brown. We saw Brown yesterday. He's still looking for his first hit of the season. He's 0 for 7. Brown came in to play center field last night. Got 2 at-bats in the game. And a swing and a miss. Randy Wolf strikes him out. 2 quick outs for Randy Wolf in the first. Here's how the Brewers line up defensively behind Wolf. Ryan Braun, Carlos Gomez, and Nori Aoki. On infield of Aramis Ramirez, Cody Ransom, Ricky Weeks, and Corey Hart. And Martin Maldonado does the catching tonight. Laz Diaz, the home plate umpire. The crew chief is Tim Welke. Mike Easterbrook and Paul Schreiber join him on the bases. 2 outs in the first, and Wolf facing Ryan Zimmerman.
Yeah, we talked about Randy Wolf's last start on our open tonight, and he really did a nice job against the Phillies in establishing his fastball. Had a pretty good fastball, particularly that very important fastball into right-handers. He had good location with it. Needs to do that again tonight.
Zimmerman out in front of a slower than slow breaking ball at 58 miles an hour. Wow. It's not a slow motion replay.
Yep, gravity ball right there. Zimmerman way out in front. He's had a tough time with the breaking ball, the curveball in this series.
Ryan Zimmerman last night took the collar. He was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts as he fouls one back. Oh, what a great night for baseball tonight here in Milwaukee. Clear skies, 76 degrees, just ideal viewing conditions. And a good crowd here at the ballpark. Tailgating was in full force this afternoon. They were here early. Such a great experience here at Miller Park. Brewers have been disappointing this year. They've had a rough season, not where they want to be, but still a great experience to watch baseball here at this venue. And the moon is out once again. 1-2 pitch fouled away by Zimmerman. 2 Zimmermans in the starting lineup for Davy Johnson tonight. Ryan Zimmerman and the pitcher Jordan Zimmerman, who has about 45 people in this big crowd here from Auburndale.
Yep, grew up not too far from here, about 2.5 hours ride.
Another bouncer foul.
Yep, the Homestead Grays for the Washington Nationals tonight. And the Milwaukee Bears out there. So the Grays and the Bears going at it tonight.
Now the Bears, the 1923 representative in the Negro National League here in Milwaukee. Two balls, 2 strikes on Zimmerman. Comes in with a .270 average after a very slow start. Zimmerman had an injured shoulder, put him on the disabled list, and affected his hitting a great deal. Zimmerman's been a red hot hitter. He's the reigning player of the week in the National League. 3-2 pitch, and he lays off. Wolf had him 0-2, lost him And a walk here in the first inning with 2 outs. Well, Randy Wolf, his last time out came Monday, and he was returning to Philadelphia, the team that drafted him, developed him, brought him to the big leagues, and he pitched well against the Phillies.
Yep, he gave up a couple of solo home runs in the first inning to Chase Utley and Ryan Howard, and then pitched 5 scoreless after that. He left that game with a 6-2 lead, victimized by a blown save.
There's strike 1 to Michael Morse. Leapfrogging Adam LaRoche in the batting order tonight with the left-hander on the mound. Morse spent some time on the disabled list as well with a lat injury the first 2 months of the season. He was on the DL. It's a curious team, the Washington Nationals. They have a lot of talent, a great pitching staff, a lot of youth on their roster as well.
And 2 of their big guns coming off Tommy John surgery. Zimmerman's been through Tommy John. And then the big boy, Steven Strasburg, had it last year.
Well, Strasburg will not pitch in this series.
So you figure the offense as they get down the stretch is going to become a little bit more important. And these guys have been swinging the bats well.
Little cue shot right back to Wolf. And a good start for Randy Wolf. Scoreless first. The Brewers are coming up against Jordan Zimmermann. Last night, only the 3rd time that the Nationals have been shut out this season. A 6-0 final score. Great night from Mike Fiers. He got the win. And Renicky looking for number 2 here in the series against the Nationals. His Piggly Wiggly batting order today: Nori Aoki, Carlos Gomez, and Ryan Braun. Aramis Ramirez, Corey Hart, Ricky Weeks in the middle with Martin Maldonado, Cody Ransom, and Randy Wolf rounding out the starting 9 for the Milwaukee Bears. Jordan Zimmermann making his first ever appearance as a player at Miller Park. He'd been here as a fan but never pitched here. And he's doing it as a big leaguer who is having a ton of success this year.
Yeah, he has been outstanding. All 20 starts this year. He's gone 6 or more innings. And 18 of those have been quality starts. He's won his last 4 decisions.
He's only 25 years of age. From Auburndale, Wisconsin. Played his college ball at Wisconsin Stevens Point. He's never faced the Brewers. Nori Aoki leading the way. Well, as good as Steven Strasburg has been for the Nationals this year, there are those who have seen Jordan Zimmermann pitch every 5 days, thinking if there was a postseason that began today, Jordan Zimmermann might be the #1 pitcher.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. He throws hard. Talking to Johnny Nairn before the ball game today, he throws in the mid-90s. At least he can get it up there like that. Slider and a curveball. And he attacks hitters. He's only walked 23 batters in 128 in the 3rd inning. So he doesn't mess around. He throws strikes.
Very Matt Cain-like in his approach and his build. And he has had a great year. The 6 losses that he's suffered, the Nationals don't score a whole lot of runs for him, and he's had a few leads get away. He's 7-6 despite a stellar earned run average of 2.31. Zimmerman comes in 4th in the National League in earned run average. Johnny Cueto is the league leader with the Reds, an ERA of 2.23. Zimmerman had Tommy John surgery in August of '09. He was shut down in late July of that year. Made it back last August. As Aoki bounces one to short, and out is the call as Aoki grounds out on a 6-3. Defensively for the Nationals, Tyler Moore at left, Corey Brown and Michael Morse. And then it's Zimmerman, Espinoza, Lombardozzi, and LaRoche. Same infield we've seen in every game of this series. And Jesus Flores making his 2nd start of the series. He catches Zimmerman, the Menards Nationals defense.
And the Nationals 4th in the league in defense, only 56 errors. The Brewers 5th, 58 errors this year. So both of these teams have been playing some pretty tight defense.
There's Carlos Gomez, drops a bunt down foul. Well, Carlos Gomez has really swung the bat well, starting to dial it in at the plate. He's hit for power too. His last 5 games he has 3 homers. He's driven in 8 runs. Homered in the first game of this series, representing the only runs the Brewers scored on Friday night or Thursday night.
Had a big 2-out base hit to score a run last night. So because he's been swinging the bat so well, Ron Renneke has been keeping him in the lineup.
Gomez comes in with a batting average of 247. Those 8 home runs and 26 driven in. Spent some time on the disabled list with a hamstring injury. And even when he came back from the DL, still wasn't running at 100%, but he is now. And Gomez tied with Ryan Braun for the team lead in stolen bases. Much quieter around the ballpark today after the post Zach Greinke news, and that was the big story yesterday. Greinke scheduled to pitch Sunday for the Angels. As Gomez swings and misses, down he goes. 2 up, 2 down. Jordan Zimmerman for a scouting report. We went to Brewers hitting coach Johnny Naron.
Good fastball. He works off his fastball. His fastball is glove side cut and straight to cut. His arm side run to sink. Seen a lot more of that these days, but these guys are throwing harder, but they got that movement on the glove side and the arm side. Got a nice curveball that breaks down and a slider. It's almost like a cutter. A good sharp tilt at the very end of it.
And he lives with the fastball to be between 92 and 95. When he needs it, he can get a little bit extra, but a lot of these, or just about every one of these Nationals pitchers, one thing they do very well, throw strikes. They don't mess around. They don't walk many.
Led by their pitching coach Steve McCatty. An aggressive pitching group as Ryan Braun takes a big rip. Quickly 0-2 on Braun. Yesterday Braun was 1 for 4. He drove in a run. 1 for 8 in the series. Comes in with a .314 batting average, 28 homers, 70 runs batted in. And down he goes. Zimmerman attacks him with a fastball and makes quick work of Ryan Braun. 3 up and 3 down for Zimmerman. Well, there's Mike Fiers. What a performance yesterday, taking the burden of a 7-game losing streak to the mound, and he was brilliant again. Fiers picked up his 4th win of the year. Rocky went 6 1/3, no runs, and 9 strikeouts against the first-place Nationals.
It just continues to rack up the strikeout totals. I mean, this guy has been incredible, and even going back after last night, that tremendous outing against Washington, last 7 starts, 47 innings, he's allowed only 4 runs.
Wow.
That's a .77 earned run average, and who would have thought? 67 punch-outs and only 16 walks for the season.
Fiers dropped his ERA to 1.77. That leads all National League rookies. And he set the tone last night. The Brewers needed a big start, especially with the news of Zach Greinke. You know, Fiers was in his bubble as a starting pitcher. I'm sure he heard about it, but there was never that moment where Doug Melvin and Ron Renicky addressed the club together, because the news came down basically as the game was starting. So there was Fiers, understanding that Greinke might be traded, and he was very Greinke-like, and has been so far this year. As Adam LaRoche right off the end of the bat. Randy Wolf has 1 out.
Now just watching Mike Fiers, the way he attacks the strike zone. He got a good curveball. The cutter was working for him. He's only really had a couple of starts where he hasn't been, let's say, perfect. A couple of starts right after his start against the Dodgers where he got his first swing, gave up 4 runs. He's allowed only 2 home runs this year. Both of those coming to the Pirates in 1 start. So not much more you can ask of Mike Fiers.
He's a great study in the art of pitching, doing all of that, striking out all of those major league hitters with a fastball that tops out about 90 miles an hour. As Tyler Moore grounds out number 2 for Randy Wolf.
Hey, every Sunday home game, the first 2,000 kids ages 12 and under entering Miller Park will get a coupon for a free Blue Bunny mini swirl cone as compliments of Blue Bunny ice cream.
Sounds good on a day like this.
Yes, there's one.
Just wearing that Blue Bunny.
Got to.
2 outs. Here is Jesus Flores. Flores doing most of the catching these days for the Nationals. Wilson Ramos out for the season, who's their starting catcher. Flores has been pushed into that starting role. You figure the Nationals might be active in their search for a catcher. Speaking of catchers, reports are that George Kottaras has been traded to the Oakland Athletics. Kottaras was taken off the roster on Thursday. We hope the best for George Kottaras. He certainly deserves a chance in the big leagues. He's a quality big league backup catcher, and maybe he'll get a chance with the red hot A's.
Yeah, that was a tough decision for the Brewers, and Ron Renicky feels as though Kottaras is a big league catcher and should have no problem landing on his feet. George has been around the ballpark the last couple of days. He's always got a smile on his face. You'd never know that he was designated for assignment. Just watching him go about his business, working out a little bit, and just waiting to see what was going to happen.
That gives you an idea of the relationship, too, between Kottaras and the organization, that he stayed. He took a little batting practice, keeping himself sharp. Flores, little tapper. Maldonado makes a play in a 1-2-3 inning for Randy Wolf.
Rogers, screen left there. He will start here tomorrow. He arrived from Nashville this afternoon, picking Mike Fiers' brain about what it's like in the show. And Brewer general manager Doug Melvin in the dugout before the game tonight. Doug, of course, disappointed with the tough season, but said sometimes good things come from bad situations. And there's been an upside in 2012, like getting a look at Mike Fiers, getting a look at Martin Maldonado. Doug said with all the trade talk, he's been stuck in his office for the last 3 weeks. Guys, he's looking forward to getting out and visiting some of the minor league clubs.
Yeah, he said he would like to watch us less, Rock, and get out there and see it for himself. Yeah. Good for Mark Rogers, though. That is going to be quite a moment when he toes the rubber tomorrow at Miller Park. This guy has been through a lot, a couple of surgeries and a suspension in the minor leagues, and he has been resilient. He's going to get another chance in the big leagues, and let's hope he can have a good run. He's been great in the minor leagues, the reports go.
Yeah, when he's healthy, he's got great stuff. I mean, he throws hard. He's got a good breaking ball, and it's just a matter of Mark Rogers being able to figure out how to stay out there on the mound. That's the only thing that's kept him back.
Jordan Zimmerman ahead of Aramis Ramirez to start the second inning. We hit the air talking about Ramirez tonight. 3 hits yesterday. He was a triple away from the cycle in yesterday's game. As he sends this one to center field, that's playable. Brown will make the catch, and Ramirez is retired. Now the trade for Greinke yesterday, and this was the key piece. Gene Segura, who will head to Double-A Huntsville. And he got in a game in the big leagues with the Angels. He was promoted from Double-A. Was hitless in the game, but you get a look at his very strong throwing arm. I spoke to his Double-A manager today in Arkansas. Previous Double-A manager said he is a power threat, has a power arm, a very exciting player. He's one of those guys that is electrifying on the field with the things he can do. So that was good to hear that from his former manager in the Angels system, Mike McCucci.
Yeah, send him down to Double-A, let him settle in, get accustomed to the organization and the way the Brewers do things. That's what Doug Melvin was talking about with us on the air last night. And then you get those 2 power arms that the Brewers got. Anxious to see those guys, whether it's going to be this year, maybe down in spring training in Arizona this year.
Ball and 2 strikes on Corey Hart. Now Hart with 18 homers. He hit number 18 last night. It was a 2-run homer in the 4th inning. It broke a scoreless tie. All 6 of the Brewers' runs last night came with 2 outs, including that Hart home run. And he said he was feeling a little sluggish lately with the bat, and it was nice to be able to turn on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Now, this kind of weather that the Brewers have had so far on this homestand, that'll keep you fresh. It's nice out now.
There's a swing and a miss. Good breaking ball from Zimmerman.
Those blistering hot temperatures can slow you down a bit.
Well, a reminder that Sundays on Fox Sports Wisconsin, you can join Tom Brokaw for Boys in the Hall. The personal stories of some of baseball's greatest legends. This week it's Warren Spahn. Boys in the Hall Sundays presented by Subway Restaurants, where winners eat. Ricky Weeks. Always a special day for Weeks, the Negro League tribute. He is somewhat of a Negro League historian in his own right. His grandfather actually played in the Negro Leagues. We were in Kansas City earlier this year, and Ricky Weeks, along with Nigel Morgan and a number of our crew, went to the Negro League Museum in Kansas City. One of the great stops. If you were with us for Brewers Live pregame show, caught some of that footage. And Ricky's always one to pay his honor to those who played in the Negro Leagues.
Well, we all should. And it's nice that the Brewers do this every year, and honoring a couple of the players from the Negro this year. Peanut Johnson was a Negro League player. Actually, she was a pitcher and an outfielder. How about that? I didn't know they had women.
in the Negro Leagues.
We should get her on the air tonight, Rock.
There's apparently a few of them. I did not. Did you know that?
I did not. I thought, I thought maybe she was a widow of one of the Negro League players when I first read her name, and then you start reading her bio.
She's a player.
She was a player in the Negro Leagues. I'd be interested to talk to her. There's a drive into right center. Weeks shoots the gap. Extra bases for Ricky Weeks. A 2-out double. The first Brewers hit.
Well, you'd love to see Ricky do that. That ball just jumps off his bat. He barely even swings at that baseball. Watch how short and compact he is right here. I mean, just right down to the baseball. Jumps off his bat, hit the sweet spot, and that ball just rifles into the gap out in right center. Don't have to pull it. That's just nice, easy swing for Ricky and a double.
Ricky Weeks safe at second, safe and secure. New York Life. Double number 20 to go along with his 10 homers. Weeks has been on a significant tear here lately at the plate. That included a 4-for-4 day in Philadelphia on Wednesday. That's the 4th hit of this homestand for Weeks as well. So he's 8 for his last 12. Ricky Weeks
starting to get that average up, and Ricky, if he has a good start, you really can't worry too much if you're Ricky Weeks to look at the batting average overall. You just want to finish strong last couple of months. Be near impossible for Ricky to get it to where he would like it to be.
A 2-out double brings Martin Maldonado to the plate. Now with Kataris no longer on the roster, it is Maldonado who gets the Randy Wolf duties.
Back-to-back days for Jonathan Lucroy. Maldonado gets a shot. It's probably a scheduled start for Maldonado. You don't want to have Lucroy go out there every day, for at least in the beginning.
Yeah, Lucroy just coming back from a broken hand. He returned on Thursday after missing 2 months. I spoke to Jonathan about his comeback and the couple of games that he's caught. He said he feels great. His legs were probably the biggest concern, just catching every day, and he said he's had no trouble and thinks all of the time he spent catching bullpen sessions while his hand was in a cast has really quickened his return. Maldonado gets jammed, a bouncer to short, and that is the side. Zimmerman gives up a double, but 2 scoreless in the books. The 3rd inning. Brewers in their Negro League throwback jerseys here tonight. Earlier today, the Chicago Cubs hosting the St. Louis Cardinals, and Dale Swaim taking a page out of the Ron Renneke book. A 1st and 3rd situation resulting in a squeeze bunt by Reed Johnson. Tony Campana scores what would be the go-ahead run and the winning run for the Chicago Cubs. A 3-2 win. Soriano had a triple today. A lot of discussion about Alfonso Soriano and would he be a guy that teams would be interested in. He's had such a great year offensively.
Cubs are having a good month. They really are. They're playing well. Still no news on Ryan Dempster and the impending trade.
Lombardozzi flies out. That's the first out in the air tonight for Randy Wolf.
And Randy Wolf has three comebackers and a swinging bunt that Maldonado was able to handle, so nothing really hit all that hard off the bats of the Nationals so far. First time through, very good.
Here's Jordan Zimmerman now, Nationals pitcher. Zimmerman actually handles the bat. He has a .216 batting average coming in. 8 hits, 37 at bats. Has a home run and 3 RBIs. Got to be a thrill for him to pitch at Miller Park. It's a stadium he grew up watching the Brewers in. He said his favorite player, this is an idea of how young he is, right? His favorite player was Ben Sheets.
Not that long ago. Yep.
That would have put him at 15 years of age when Sheets arrived.
He played baseball and football at UW Stevens Point.
Swing and a miss. Randy Wolf strikes him out. 2 gone in the inning. Second strikeout for Randy Wolf.
And Randy pitching with a lot of confidence so far. First time through the batting order, working fast. Very confident in what he wants to do out there.
Now you wonder if this is a showcase performance for Randy Wolf as well. He falls under the same parameters on a contract as Zach Greinke. The Brewers do have an option on Wolf that they could exercise next year, but Randy Wolf starting to pitch much better lately, and you wonder, Doug Melvin has not mentioned that he has more activity, but with the trade deadline on Tuesday, you figure a left-hander who has had success in the postseason like Wolf had last year might have some value. You never know. Maybe the Brewers can get themselves on a hot streak. Goal number 1 is to get back to 500, according to Ron Renneke. They're 9 under, and then you go from there. Stranger things have happened.
Right, you're going to highlight some young pitching. We'll see Tyler Thornburg, I would imagine, the way Lake Fire's Marco Estrada have been throwing, and get an opportunity to see Mark Rogers again tomorrow. We saw him last year.
Well, there have been some great reports from the minor leagues about some of the Brewers pitching, and only adding to that group with the 2 that they acquired yesterday. That's the name of the game. You need them if you're in a pennant race to help you get there, and then you need them to maybe make a deal to put you over the top if you're in a pennant race. Brewers are stacking up some pretty good arms in their system right now.
Actually, the Brewers saw Mark Rogers back in 2010, not last year.
2-2 to Espinoza. Got him. Randy Wolf strikes him out with a high fastball. 3 up, 3 down inning. Wolf has retired 7 in a row. Now 3 strikeouts for the game. Fox Sports Wisconsin is presented by Piggly Wiggly, the official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin. By Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, your ticket to more. And by Marshfield Clinic. Don't just live, shine. Beautiful night out on Lake Michigan tonight. Just a few miles inland. Miller Park, Milwaukee. Brewers Nationals. Great crowd on hand tonight on a Saturday. Best fans in baseball here, and it's great to see all the folks enjoying a little summer fun at the ballpark. Brewers and the Nationals are scoreless as we play in the bottom of the third inning. Cody Ransom leading off against Jordan Zimmerman. Ransom, one of the few that has faced Zimmerman. Only 4 Brewers have ever faced him. Ransom, Ramirez, Izturis, and Ishikawa among the playing personnel. As Ransom strikes out. Our Carsoom.com email of the boot question tonight comes from Janesville. Jamie is asking, do you think the Nationals will really shut Strasburg down this season? That is the $1 million question.
I think they will.
Mike Rizzo, the Nationals general manager, began the season by saying that 160 or so innings would be the number. And once Strasburg reached that number of innings, then they would shut him down. That number has been loosened a little bit, I think, because it has gotten so much publicity, Rock. It has become quite a topic. But it's interesting that Jordan Zimmerman was in the exact same boat last year.
Right.
He was held to 160 innings coming off the Tommy John surgery, just like Strasburg.
And look what he's done this year, right? Well, the program worked for Zimmerman, and it's going to be an awfully difficult decision for the Nationals organization to shut him down if they're right in the middle of the pennant race and have an opportunity to get deep in the playoffs. That will be a tough sell, but you know, it's the right thing to do, you would think. Keep his innings down. The last thing you want to do is have him go through Tommy John, do all that rehab, and then come back and then have him throw 200 innings. That would not be good.
Randy Wolf, a little flare. That's going to fall for a base hit. Wolf's been swinging a pretty good bat as well. That's now his 5th hit of the season. And he is aboard with 1 away.
And fought it off, a pitch in. Kind of pulled the hands in a little bit. Still got it down in the trademark, but able to dump it just out of the reach out there of Espinosa at shortstop. A 1-out single. And Zimmerman had 161 in the 3rd innings last year. That's where they came up with that number.
Right. And his injury was August of '09. That's when the surgery occurred. Late July was his last outing for the Nationals. He came back a year later. He pitched at the end of the year just like Strasburg did. And then his next full season was last season. And they held him to 160 innings. And he has had a tremendous season this year. It's the same pattern that they have for Strasburg. The difference is the Nationals are in a pennant race, and Strasburg is one of the most electrifying figures in the game right now.
Right. And you never know, you're having a magical season like the Nationals so far are. Who's to say that they're going to be able to continue it, but should they continue it, you wonder if you shut a guy down thinking that you're going to be able to do it year after year. That's a big risk to take, and you certainly don't want to risk the young man's career. That's a tough decision for Davey Johnson and that front office for the Nationals. That's a tough one. It really is.
Mike Rizzo, the general manager, said they will not stop down Strasburg and then bring him back for a pennant race or a postseason run. He'll pitch until he gets his innings, and then Rizzo will make the decision. That ball hit the rosin bag, and no play anywhere.
How about that? I've never seen that.
That is the break of all breaks for Nori Aoki, who hits the rosin bag on the back of the mound.
I'll tell you, I've been around this game a while. There are many that have seen more games than me, but I have never seen that right there. It hits the rosin bag, slows it down enough, and they don't get anybody. It was probably going to be a double play. Right? Check it out. Bing, rosin bag. It slows it down. They get nobody. Espinosa not able to make the tag. And Aoki gets a rosin bag assisted base hit.
That's amazing. Normally that rosin bag is on the back of the slope of the mound for that very reason. But whoever used it last, and I'm not sure it was Zimmerman or Randy Wolf, put it in the wrong spot. Yeah, the spike cleaner in the rosin bag on the back of the hill. There's a bunt, a good one. Flores, the throw is in time. Good play by the Nationals catcher. 2 runners advance, but there are 2 outs now. We'll see what the Nationals want to do with Ryan Braun coming up.
Now this is a bunt for a base hit, but it advances the base runners, and Ryan Braun coming to the plate. Gomez is trying to push that ball down third baseline. You can see he's upset with himself. A couple of men on for Ryan Braun. Let's see how the Nationals play it, but they want Braun and go after Ramirez. That's another tough call right now because Ramirez is swinging the bat.
Zimmerman with 2 on behind him, 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs in a scoreless game, and Braun a swing and a miss. Nothing but strikes to Ryan Braun. He struck him out on 3 pitches in the 1st inning and is ahead of him here in the 3rd.
And Zimmerman got him on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball in the 1st inning, and that first pitch to Ryan at 94.
Well, maybe if you're down at your number 4, number 5 starter, you might work around him, but with a guy that has pitched like an ace this year, you let him go after him, perhaps. Braun is typically at his best in spots like this. As he pulls one on the ground, Zimmerman makes the play, and the side is retired. The Brewers get a couple of hits. Strand a pair, still scoreless as we go to the 4th.
To the game, just like last night, starting out as a nice pitcher's duel. Ryan Zimmerman has allowed 3 base hits to the Brewers, no runs on the board. Randy Wolf has been outstanding. The only base runner he's allowed is a 1st inning walk to Ryan Zimmerman, and since that time he's been outstanding. He's got 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, has not allowed a base hit. So good pitching here at the old ballpark tonight.
That's 7 in a row retired by Wolf, and 9 out of 10 to start this game. Decked out in their 1923 Milwaukee Bears jerseys from the Negro National League. Only year the Milwaukee Bears were in the Negro National League, and the Nationals in the Homestead Grays. Negro League tribute night here tonight. 3rd game of the series. The Nationals won the opener 8-2. Wasn't much of a game, as the Nationals at one point had an 8-0 lead early. Brewers got 2 runs late. Yesterday the Brewers turned it around on them. A 6-0 shutout for Milwaukee behind Mike Fiers. Fiers, Livan Hernandez, and Jose Veras.
That was only the 3rd time that the Nationals have been shut out this year. That's not many.
The Dodgers, the Braves, and now the Brewers, the teams that have shut out Washington. Corey Brown, a late addition to the batting order. Bryce Harper scratched from the lineup with illness. In the air to left, pretty well hit. Braun going back, and that ball's up and out of here.
Wow.
Corey Brown's first hit is a home run.
Well, that didn't sound like it was going to leave the ballpark. It sounded like a routine fly ball to left off the bat, but it just kept carrying out of here to left field. Goodness, an opposite field home run for Corey Brown.
It was a long time coming for Brown. Had never had a hit in the big leagues until this one. His first major league hit is a home run in his 11th major league game.
Big curve ball. He goes right with it, and it carried on out of here. Trying to hold back a smile.
1-0 Nationals on the home run from Brown. The sound of it and the flight of it looked like a routine fly ball to left when it left the bat.
It did. It didn't sound like it was gonna. Didn't have that sound to it. But it left ballpark. Wow.
Zimmerman tied up. And it's 0-2 on Ryan Zimmerman.
Last 3 runs allowed by Randy Wolf, all solo homers.
That one did miss by much. Ball and 2 strikes. Wolf's given up 16 home runs now. This is his 21st game. His 20th start. You might remember he pitched out of relief for the first time in a decade in Houston. That was the day Greinke was thrown out after just 4 pitches, and Randy Wolf, prior to the All-Star break, was able to give Ron Roenicke 3 innings, or rather 2 innings in Houston out of the bullpen. Zimmerman was down 0-2 in the first inning. Wolf walked him, had him down 0-2 here in this at bat in the 4th. And now it's 3-2.
And with 2 strikes, Zimmerman becomes very patient up there at the plate. Most hitters just the opposite. You get 2 strikes on, they will chase. Zimmerman very disciplined up there.
Bouncing ball to Weeks. And there's the first out as Ryan Zimmerman is retired.
Yeah, Thursday, August 16th is the Time Warner Cable Customer Appreciation Game. Bring last month's Time Warner Cable billing statement to the Miller Park box office for a buy one, get one free terrace ticket offer.
One gone. Wolf will face Mike Morse now. Final game of the series tomorrow. And Mark Rogers will oppose Gio Gonzalez, who has been one of the game's best this year. A 13-game winner, Gio Gonzalez. Talented left-hander. Gonzalez tied for the National League lead in victories with Lance Lynn and R.A. Dickey of the Mets. And he is the leader of that very talented starting pitching rotation for the Nationals. Strasburg has 11 wins.
Now you're hard pressed to find any one of these starters with an ERA much over 3. These guys have been something else. Gonzalez at 313. Tonight's starter 231. Strasburg at 276. And the list goes on and on.
Best ERA in the National League. The Nationals team ERA of 3.22. Bouncing ball, hard lays out, can't get there. Weeks is there, but Morse beats it out. Great effort by Corey Hart. He was probably the only one that had a chance at an out on that play.
And knuckle buster, but Michael Morse able to muscle it just out of the reach of Corey and get a base hit. That will be put down as an infield hit for Morse, a 1-out single. Randy Wolf once again able to get in on the hands of these Nationals hitters. Down on the hands, out on the ends. Been a good start so far.
Well, a home run to start this inning off the bat of Corey Brown. Here's Adam LaRoche, and that's a balk. Laz Diaz calling a balk, and Randy Wolf
didn't stop.
The brother of an umpire disagreeing.
He's not going to argue too much. Laz Diaz having a chat with somebody in that Brewers dugout. Ron Renicky. And nothing right there. I didn't see anything there. It's the beginning of the windup right here. I don't see a ball.
I don't know about that one.
Not sure what that is.
Well, there's a runner at second with 1 out. And LaRoche bangs one into right field, a base hit. They're going to send Morse. Here comes a throw from Aoki, a 2-hopper. The play at the plate. Out at home. Morse looks surprised that they sent it right there. And he was gunned down by Nori Aoki.
And making the second out at home plate. You don't want to do that. Bo Porter, the third base coach, very aggressive. That's a heck of a throw by Aoki, and that's not even close. At home plate. And not much of an effort on the slide by Michael Morse. Aoki's got a very accurate throwing arm. About average throwing arm, but very accurate.
Put it right on the plate, made it easy for Maldonado to field the ball and then protect himself. And Morse came in there rather quietly at the plate, seeing that it was blocked.
I mean, that's a textbook, the way he was able to, he set up, he had the toe and the knee pointed right down the third base line. You protect yourself that way, you're not going to get hurt. Then you make the tag. First job of a catcher when you're making a play like that, protect yourself. And that's what he did.
Two gone in the inning. LaRoche at first base. And Tyler Moore at the plate. Now that came up last year, and I remember, Rock, you talked about how to catch the ball, protect yourself, get yourself in a position not to be injured. When Buster Posey was injured, he and the circumstances played out that Posey was more of a bang play, but he never got that knee pointed in that direction.
Right, he just kind of threw himself toward the plate. The throw was toward the first base line. He kind of reached around and really never thought about protecting himself. And that's why he ended up getting hurt. The toughest play for a catcher on a play at the plate is a ball coming in from right field, because a lot of times you can't see the runner. Your eyes are toward right field. You're looking at it, and peripherally you can kind of sense where the runner is, but it makes it very difficult.
1-2, and a drive into left field. That's trouble, as Tyler Moore sends one out of here. Randy Wolf giving up a 2-run homer, and the Nationals lead it 3-0. Home run number 6 for the Nationals left fielder. And a couple of bench players in the lineup tonight in Corey Brown and Tyler Moore, and both delivering with big homers in this inning.
Yep. Yeah, second time through the batting order, the Nationals getting better swings off of Wolf. There's been 4 hits in the inning. The ground ball to second, the out at home, and a couple of homers.
A 2-out, 2-run homer from Tyler Moore. 3-0 Washington. Jesus Flores at the plate. Pops it up. Foul territory. Long run for Hart. He'll watch it go in the seats. Certainly can't afford to fall behind too many runs when Jordan Zimmermann is on the mound. Not the way he's pitching this year.
He hasn't given up more than 4 runs in any start this year.
Wow.
Matter of fact, he's got 18 quality starts in his 20 starts this year. I mean, the accolades go on and on for Jordan Zimmermann.
Line drive to right. Aoki cannot get there. He was playing deep, and Flores with a base hit, the 4th hit of the inning against Randy Wolf. And the Nationals starting to dial it in here. I beg your pardon, the 5th hit of the inning. Time now to take a look at our Jimmy John's high-speed delivery. Zimmermann topping out at 97, Wolf at 91 at this point. So 5 hits, 3 runs are in. And Steve Lombardozzi at the plate takes strike 1. Lombardozzi led off yesterday. Was 1 for 4. Davey Johnson has him down in the order today. Another rookie on this Washington ball club. In the air, shallow center. That's trouble. That'll fall for a base hit. Oh, what an inning developing for the Nationals. The 6th hit of the inning. 1st and 3rd with 2 outs.
And with 2 outs, the runner Flores running on contact, and he ends up at 3rd base. And the luck for Randy Wolf, although he has given up a couple of hard hit baseballs, a couple of them could have been outs. Rick Kranitz on his way out to talk to Randy Wolf. Not much you can do about hits like that. The hit by Morris with 1 out, and that last hit by Lombardozzi. Those things happen.
Quick trip to the mound for Rick Kranitz. Well, this could be a big moment in the ball game here for Randy Wolf. He's got the pitcher coming up, Jordan Zimmermann, a pitcher who handles the bat well. 1st and 3rd with 2 outs. 3 runs are in on 6 hits in this inning. Zimmermann a strikeout victim in the 3rd inning. And Wolf starts him with a breaking ball. Out in front of a curveball, slow one. 0-2 the count on Zimmermann. Long inning for Randy Wolf. Pitch number 30 coming up. Another breaking pitch. Ramirez will make the play to first just in time to get Zimmermann. The inning is over, but the Nationals do some damage. 2 home runs in the inning. Corey Brown, his first major league hit, and Tyler Moore.
The fourth inning, bottom 4 right now. The Brewers hoping to bounce back and time for Crew in the community. The famous Racing Sausage 5K run walk took place this morning. For the 5th straight year, the race was sold out. 4,000 competitors made their way through the course, which started at the Clement Sausage House and wound through Miller Park. Proceeds going to the Brewers Community Foundation. You saw third base coach Ed Cedar. He was the official starter. And today, guys, Eddie gave the green light to everybody. No stop signs.
Wave them on home, right? That's a great cause. And Billy Freeze was the winner of the Brewers. You know, they had their own little competition. So congratulations to Billy. Nice showing by John Steinmiller, Brewers Media Relations Department. He finished second and ran a pace of a 7:21 mile there. So
that's
nice,
not bad.
Nicely done.
Can you do that?
I don't think so. No, I definitely cannot do that.
A couple of Brewers kids, staffed down on the field. Cassidy and Maddie Crawford, daughters of Joe Crawford,
yes.
video coordinator. They placed well in their age group. And Robbie Wright, he's the son of athletic trainer Dan Wright.
Yeah.
11th place, 12 and under boys.
Nice going. Dan participated in the event.
They had over 4,000 runners today.
Well, it was a big hit. And congratulations to all those that participated today. I did not see Bill Schroeder's name on the final list.
No, I didn't make it. I was actually the starter last year. I watched him come in. It was a lot nicer today than it was last year. It was hot last year.
What you saw last year completely exhausted you, so you decided not to post up this year.
No. Oh, I didn't run or walk last year. I just was there. I waited for him to finish.
A ball and 2 strikes on Aramis Ramirez. 3-0 Nationals as Jordan Zimmerman put up 3 zeros. He has not had a start this year, fewer than 6 innings. Ramirez flew out to center field his first time up, leading off the 2nd inning. He got in on his hands. Speaking of the media relations department, I mentioned that Zimmerman has never faced the Brewers. That's actually only technically true because Ken Spindler out of the Brewers media relations department faced Jordan Zimmerman in high school in 2001. So Ron Renicky brought him down for a scouting report today.
And when asked how he did against Zimmerman, he said, "I don't remember, but I know I didn't strike out."
Yes.
Not sure what that means.
Ken Spindler from Stratford High School. And Zimmerman pitched at Auburndale.
If you don't remember, you didn't get a hit, right?
Definitely didn't get a hit, but definitely didn't strike out.
Okay, maybe a pop out, a couple of ground outs.
That's what I'm thinking. Probably like just a knuckle busting ground ball to shortstop. But Ken Spindler played useful for the scouting report today on Jordan Zimmerman. Long battle here with Aramis Ramirez. Brewers down 3-0 on home runs by Corey Brown and Tyler Moore. That one's hit well right center. That ball's got some carry to it. It is way back off the wall. Ramirez got to hustle to second. He's in there with a double. He just keeps putting up the doubles for the Milwaukee Brewers. That is number 35. And is now 1 behind Joey Votto.
And doing such a good job driving the ball to the opposite field. That hit about halfway up on that fence out in right center. Didn't miss by much getting this one out of the ballpark. Watch where it lands. Bingo, right up there on the Potawatomi sign. And a leadoff double for Aramis Ramirez.
Well, the franchise record for doubles, Lyle Overbay, 53 doubles in 2004, and Aramis Ramirez has a chance at that one. This one number 35 of the year for Ramirez.
And letting it travel pretty well, putting a nice swing on it and just missing a home run.
See how big his eyes got right before impact. He knew he had found a mistake. Joey Votto on the disabled list for the Reds. And Aramis Ramirez has been able to gain some ground on him. We'll see if the Brewers can pick him up. Corey Hart. A leadoff double by Ramirez. Hart a strikeout victim in the second inning. I spoke to Corey Hart today, just casual conversation like we do, but at one point, Rock, something that I'd love to hear. He said, you know what? I would love to be a Brewer the rest of my career. We were talking about guys who changed teams and the Greinke trade, and said, I would love to sign an extension and remain here.
I think the Brewers would agree.
Yep.
He has put together a nice career for Milwaukee. Been a team player, switching positions, and just continues to drive in runs and put up pretty good numbers.
His contract expires after next season. I think when trades go down, players think about that. Corey Hart's a little more outspoken than most. You know, he'll tell you what's on his mind, and you get to this time of the year at the trade deadline, and there's so many moves made and player changing teams, and Hart just made the point that I would love to be a Milwaukee Brewer forever. And the way he's playing first base, that's kind of changed what he is now as a player, as opposed to just an outfielder. Breaks his bat. This is going to get Ramirez over to third base. And out number one for Zimmerman, but a productive out, and that Ramirez ends up at third with one away now.
That's a pretty good breaking ball from Jordan Zimmerman. Corey Hart doing a nice job just putting a bat on it.
AT&T trivia question. Jordan Zimmerman spent the 06 season pitching for which Northwoods League team? The College Wood Bat League, a great wood bat league here in the upper Midwest. Doesn't seem that long ago, does it? 2006. No. Fast rise to the big leagues for Zimmerman.
I'd say it wasn't too far from where he grew up. The Northwoods League team. That's a hint.
Get your maps out for Auburndale. Ricky Weeks with a runner at third. And a line shot, base hit. Ramirez will score. Ricky Weeks is on fire at the plate. That's his second hit of the ballgame. And he has barreled them up both.
Fastball right down the middle, outer half a little bit, and Ricky, nice short stroke again, and it jumps off his bat. So some small ball by the Brewers. Double, get him over, get him in. They call it ABC baseball.
9 hits in his last 13 at-bats for Ricky Weeks. So here's Maldonado with a runner at first. Maldonado got jammed in the second inning. Zimmerman got him to ground to short on a fastball, one of those Ken Spindler specials.
How short and compact that swing is, and nice and level through the strike zone. You know, Ricky's not going well. That bat is in and out of the strike zone very quickly. They say it has a loop in it, and that is a nice level swing by Weeks on that base hit.
Well, he's found it, and got to give him a lot of credit. Very rough first half for Ricky Weeks, the worst of his career offensively. He has plowed through it. He and Johnny Nairn have been working very hard trying to work out some of the kinks. That is an extremely positive man right there, and if you're in a slump, that's one of your best friends.
And one of the toughest jobs in all of baseball too, being a hitting coach. You got to know the mentality, and you got to know the mechanics of everybody's swing. You know, the buzzwords that get them going, to remind them. Not easy. Just about perfect right there. You make contact right on the front edge of the plate. You see he's able to barrel it up right on the sweet spot, and that ball just jumps off the bat, almost gets a piece of Zimmerman on the mound.
First run of the game for the Brewers as Maldonado cues one foul. Martin Maldonado, 25-year-old catcher. I'm sure there were some anxious days for him leading up to the return of Jonathan Lucroy. But Maldonado was impressive enough that the Brewers stuck with him, sending George Kottaras out. Lucroy will get most of the games behind the plate. Maldonado in a backup role, but certainly glad to be a backup in the big leagues as opposed to a starter in the minor leagues.
Man, he'll get his opportunities a couple times a week, perhaps, at least in the beginning, until Lucroy starts to get conditioned back there.
I think the biggest challenge for Maldonado, and you bring this up a lot, now that his at-bats are going to be a little more sporadic, is he going to be able to continue his success at the plate?
That's tough for anybody. You don't play every day. It's a difficult thing to be productive. That's why when you find a hitter, normally a veteran hitter, that can be productive as a pinch hitter, you don't want to give them up. They're hard to come by.
Full count to Maldonado. And that one's upstairs, ball 4. So the 4th inning producing some offense here. Nationals scored 3 on 6 hits in their half of the 4th. And now the Brewers with their 3rd base runner in this inning.
Yeah, the division leading Cincinnati Reds visit Miller Park for a 3-game homestand. August 6th through the 8th. Tickets are going fast and are available at Brewers.com or call 414-902-4000. 3-game series and a 3-game homestand, a quick one.
Steve McCatty, Nationals pitching coach, chat with Jordan Zimmerman. Down at the bottom of the Brewers order, but Brewers getting some production from the last 4 hitters. That is now 3 hits and a walk for the last 4 hitters in the Brewers batting order.
Both teams doing a better job second time through the order. First time Zimmerman has faced Milwaukee. That's getting a better sense for what he throws, but this guy, the way he's thrown this year, doesn't matter how often you see him. Ordinarily pretty tough.
It'll be Cody Ransom. Tying run is at first base. Weeks at second, Maldonado at first, and Ransom, who was a strikeout victim in the 3rd, his 2nd appearance against Zimmerman. Ransom in his career against Zimmerman, just 4 at-bats now. He's 1 for 4. He struck out 3 times against Zimmerman. Nobody home for Zimmerman as Weeks goes scampering back.
I think he changed his mind as to what he wanted to throw. Sometimes you do that. Infielders had no interest in that pickoff play.
And another one. Trying to keep Weeks as close as possible. Trying to prevent him from scoring on a base hit. Weeks has good speed. Not the kind of runner he used to be prior to the ankle injury last year. The 1-1 and a bouncer to third. Zimmerman to second. The turn in time. Double play and the inning is over. Brewers do get a run. Ricky Weeks with an RBI. It's 3-1 Nationals.
Game winner, Northland Sports Bar and Grill in Iola, Wisconsin, as they call the Brewers. In the next 24 hours, they get 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets. This offer, as always, courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and our good friends at Miller Lite.
Big crowd on hand tonight here at Miller Park, Saturday night for baseball. And it's great to have you with us. Brian Anderson with Bill Schroeder. Mark Concannon, our reporter tonight. Brad Weaver producing and Kevin Shank directing. See the numbers on Randy Wolf, giving up all 3 of those runs in the 4th. He had retired 9 of his first 10 faced, and the Nationals getting to him in the 4th inning. 3 runs on 6 hits. There were 2 homers in the inning. Corey Brown and Tyler Moore, a couple of bench players, getting starts tonight, coming through in a big way for Davey Johnson. And it's been that kind of season for the Nationals.
Yeah, that's what it takes. Everybody contributing, and that's so far what's been going on with Washington. And Davey Nelson, they say, has done a good job sprinkling in the guys on the bench to give them some playing time.
Danny Espinosa leads the way here. Espinosa in the leadoff spot tonight. He's taken over for the injured Ian Desmond, the all-star shortstop of the Nationals. He's been on a good run at the plate as well. Pops this one up. Ransom wants it. And there is out number 1. Espinosa 0 for 3. Here's Corey Brown. He was a late add to the lineup, replacing Bryce Harper, and what looked like a routine fly ball when it left the bat had some travel to it. And Corey Brown, his first major league hit, is a solo home run.
And providing all the power. That was a slow looping curveball from Randy Wolf. Just didn't have that sound, did it? But it doesn't have to. When it's hot, everything's opened up here at Miller Park. Ball's going to jump.
Former first rounder by the Oakland A's. He has spent most of the year in AAA Syracuse, the Nationals International League affiliate. And a good hitter down there. He hit 300 this season, or was hitting 300. 21 home runs and 58 RBIs for Corey Brown. Pretty big numbers as he strikes out for the second time. 2 gone in the inning. Well, fans, you have a number of ways to get interactive with us on social media each night during our broadcast. You can tweet your questions to @FSWisconsin. That's our handle. Make sure you're following Bill Schroeder and Craig Kashan as well. Rock is at Brewers Fan Camp, and Craig is at Craig Kashan.
You notice it says that list is growing. We're missing one, though.
Jay Augie.
Augie's
46.
on there. Craig's on there.
Yep. As Ryan Zimmerman sends one deep center field. That ball's way back. Gomez reaches, and it's gone. Another home run. And the Nationals have a 4-1 lead as Ryan Zimmerman belts his 15th of the year.
Well, high towering drive, and it looked as though for a second that Gomez was going to have a play on it, and it just kept going. Got that one down a little bit on the handle, down on the trademark, hit it high, but ball's carrying very well here at Miller Park, and just out of the reach of Gomez. That's a patented Corey Hart home run.
Banging off the back wall. 3 homers in the game for the Nationals. Brown, Moore, and Ryan Zimmerman.
Now, about time for you to get on that Twitter graphic.
I'm just a digester of Twitter.
Yeah, you are. You like it, don't you?
I like it. But I don't have, all the clever things to say like you do.
What kind of useful information do you get? I see you having that page up on your computer.
Well, I like to just track, especially this time of year with the trade deadline approaching. Some breaking news as Morse lifts one out to Aoki, and that's the side. But Randy Wolf gives up a solo homer. Nationals lead 4-1. Brewers baseball tonight on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Brewers Nationals, game 3 of this 4-game series. day game tomorrow to wrap up this set, and then the Astros come to town as the homestand continues. And so far, Jordan Zimmermann has kept the Brewers to just 1 run. Ricky Weeks with an RBI single. Brewers had 2 on with 1 out last inning, but Zimmermann getting a double play ball to end the threat. Here's Randy Wolf now. He swings away at the first pitch, fouls it back. Wolf had a single his last time up. One of the 5 hits for the Brewers tonight. Wolf has 5 hits this year. He's 5 for 31. Usually gives you a good at bat. A career 185 hitter. We always talk about Giovanni Gallardo's 9 career homers. Randy Wolf has 5 career home runs.
Handles the bat pretty well. He drops his bunts down. He's got 4 sacrifice bunts. Actually, Wolfie has a sacrifice fly this year. He's got 2 RBIs. Been a down season for the Brew Crew and the pitching staff offensively.
Yeah, one of the best hitting pitching staffs last year, and Wolf is down on strikes. Zimmermann gave him his good breaking ball for out number 1. Now, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Brewers, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Brewers. One gone, back to the top of the order. 3rd time through the batting order against Zimmermann. Nori Aoki, who reached on an infield hit in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 2. A bouncing ball that was hit over the mound and hit the rosin bag behind the mound. It's not easy to hit one over the pitcher's head and then off the rosin bag. That deadened it, and Aoki, one of the most unusual infield hits you'll ever see. That rosin bag was not in that position for the infield hit. It was actually back out on the grass by the drain.
Yeah, drain, a little scratch pad back there. They got all kinds of equipment back behind that mound.
This one's hit a little firmer, but right at the center fielder Brown for the out. 2 gone. So 2 quick outs for Zimmermann. Here is Carlos Gomez now. Gomez dropped down a bunt his last time up. Struck out in the 1st inning. Had a sac bunt last time up. Foul territory. LaRoche giving it a look. That one's in the seats. Nationals going to send out 2 of their best the next 2 days, with Zimmermann tonight, Gio Gonzalez tomorrow. They just keep coming at you with pitching.
And not just in their starting rotation, their bullpen as well.
That is a swing, according to Laz Diaz, as Gomez is down in a heap.
Yeah, pretty close. I'll tell you, he is exciting, isn't he?
Even swings, half swings excitingly.
He's got an unlimited amount of energy.
He's in a battle here. No balls, 2 strikes. Ryan Braun is on deck. Gomez would love to give him a shot with a man on. Gomez just missed one. Back to make the play is Espinosa, and the inning is over. Zimmerman, a 0 in the 5th, 4-1 Washington. The Brewers as we head to the top of the 6th inning. If you want more coverage of the Brewers leading up to Tuesday's trade deadline, check out Ryan Karchi. He will follow Doug Melvin's every move at foxsportswisconsin.com. Doug's got a few following his every move.
Doug on Twitter?
He has people on Twitter, kind of like you do. Still a few Zach Greinke jerseys. Greinke will wear number 23 for the Angels, by the way, if you're wondering. He'll pitch tomorrow against Tampa Bay. That was the number that Greinke wore in Kansas City. 23 not available here in Milwaukee. Belongs to Ricky Weeks. Adam LaRoche leads off. Got a base hit his last time up. And on that play, a runner thrown out at the plate, Michael Morse. Nori Aoki gunned him down. LaRoche has had a great year. 19 homers, 61 runs batted in.
Well, you put together a season like the Washington Nationals have been able to do so far anyway. You've got to get production from everybody. Career years from a lot of your players. Position players and pitchers. Can't get to the postseason with half of your guys having good years.
Well, LaRoche has been at it a while. Would love a playoff opportunity. The only time he made it to the postseason was with the Braves back in 04 and 05, and on both occasions the Braves were eliminated in the division series round. Did he go? Yes, he did, says Paul Schreiber. Unable to check his swing. A strikeout for Randy Wolf. LaRoche retired. Number 5 for Randy Wolf.
And cutter off the outside corner. Very close. It could have gone either way, but Randy Wolf gets the benefit of the doubt.
Well, here's Tyler Moore now. Moore hit a 2-run homer with 2 outs in the 4th inning. That was a big hit for the Nationals. One of 3 home runs by the Nats tonight. Bouncing ball, fair ball. Ramirez winds it up. Long throw, not in time. Moore legs it out. Good play by Ramirez, but Moore with good speed to beat it down the line for an infield hit.
This part of that play was the throw. That's about as long a throw as you're going to have. All the way across the diamond, deep at third base. And Moore got down there quickly, just barely fair. Look how far he is, and look at the throw from Ramirez right on a line. And got rid of it quickly, but Moore able to beat it.
That was a very good play by Ramirez. But Moore beats it down the line. So an infield hit with one away. And the Nationals catcher Jesus Flores at the plate. You mentioned earlier, Rock, the Nationals with their pitching situation. If they do decide to shut down Strasburg, they're going to count a little heavier on their offense. They are anxiously awaiting two big bats. Jason Worth, who is due back next week. He had a broken wrist. Been out since May, early May. That'll be a big bat to get in the lineup. And their all-star shortstop Ian Desmond is soon to return as well. Maybe a couple of weeks for him. Slow roller. Ramirez with more time makes the play to get Flores. 2 outs in the inning.
And Jason Worth coming back would be a nice midseason acquisition. A guy that they already have. Hey, for just $13, Fair Friday packages include 1 ticket to Friday Brewers games and admission to the 2012 Wisconsin State Fair presented by U.S. Cellular. Visit brewers.com/State Fair.
Ian Desmond is on the disabled list with an oblique injury. A slight tear of that oblique. Another bounce to the third. Ramirez has been busy. Takes care of Lombardozzi, and that's the side. So Randy Wolf allows an infield hit, strands a runner. And we head to the bottom of the 6th. Ryan Braun will lead off. Wisconsin Lottery reminding you to please play responsibly. And by the new Miller Lite Punch Top can. It's Miller time. Roof is open on a beautiful night for baseball in Milwaukee. Ryan Braun ready to lead off. Brewers are down 4-1. And Braun will start it. Ryan Braun with 28 home runs this year on the Powerball home run count. That leads the National League. Braun having a big home run season's got a chance at his career best. See the Powerball home run leaderboard. Braun leads away with Corey Hart hitting number 18 yesterday.
Ryan's got a pretty comfortable lead in the National League home run leaderboard. He's got 28. McCutchen and Beltran with 22. So he's got a 6 home run lead.
Braun's best year for homers. He hit 37 in 2008. He was the Rookie of the Year in 07. 2008 was the first year he drove in over 100 runs, and he has done that every year since. 28 homers, 70 RBIs as we start play today, as that one hit Aramis Ramirez.
Hit the bat.
Oh, it hit the bat.
Yeah, he got lucky.
Man, oh man, you thought the on-deck circle was the safe zone.
You thought that hitting the rosin bag was a big deal. If that ball hit his leg, that might have been trouble. That ball was smoked.
It's quickly 0-2 on Braun. Zimmerman giving Ryan Braun fits here today. He's 0 for 2. Struck him out on 3 pitches in the first inning and got him on a weak ground ball in the third. And that was with 2 men aboard. Got him again. Braun strikes out, challenging him with that fastball.
Every one of his fastballs to Braun have been upstairs, and Ryan's swinging right through him.
Back to the AT&T trivia. Jordan Zimmerman has been 06 pitching for which Northwoods League team? And if you said the Eau Claire Express, you would be correct.
Not too far from Auburndale.
That was his year. How about a 1.01 ERA as Ramirez breaks his bat? And a routine fly ball to left for Tyler Moore. 2 outs. It is impressive the trek Jordan Zimmerman has made to the big leagues, to go from a Division III school, Wisconsin Stevens Point. There aren't big leaguers that come out of D3 schools, but he blossomed once he got drafted. Obviously he had a great Northwoods League season, and that kind of put him on the radar for area scouts. The Nationals were able to acquire Jordan Zimmerman after they traded Alfonso Soriano, or they lost Alfonso Soriano to the Cubs. That was the draft pick compensation. With that pick, they selected Zimmerman.
I'm trying to think of Wisconsin-born pitchers. I know Bob Wickman, closer for the Brewers back in the old days. Not too old, but a while ago. He's from Wisconsin.
Hard bounces out, and Zimmerman back in the rocking chair. Another 6-inning performance at least for him. Inning fans, you can register now for the 2013 Brewers Fantasy Camp next February as we salute Team Streak, the 1987 Brewers. All-inclusive package that includes uniform, airfare, hotel, daily games coached by Brewers from the 87 team. And all you have to do is go to brewers.com/fantasycamp. You go to Twitter @BrewersFanCamp and find out all the information.
We actually tweeted about actually last homestand the 87 road uniform that we're going to be suiting everybody up in this year. You get to keep that uniform, take it home. Jonathan Lucroy modeled that uniform.
Is that a road gray?
Yes.
That's a good one.
Brewers did not have back in '87, you know, the light blue road uniforms. They changed that a few years before '87.
Mark DeRosa will pinch hit for Zimmerman after 6 innings. Zimmerman is cruising along here, but Davey Johnson is going to turn it over to his very capable bullpen the rest of the way.
Only 93 pitches for Zimmerman. I guess if you have a bullpen, you know, like the Nationals have down there, you can afford to pull your starter a bit early. So that makes 21 consecutive starts for Jordan Zimmerman of 6 or more innings.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Carlos Gomez will make the play for out number 1. DeRosa retired. Check in with Mark Concannon with more on the Nationals pitching staff.
Well, B.A., Davey Johnson very careful with these young arms. A National starter has pitched into the 8th inning only 3 times this entire season, and all 3 times that pitcher has been Edwin Jackson. Washington manager Davey Johnson, very aware that his team will be playing significant games late into the season, doesn't want to blow out any of those young arms.
Well, I guess the other part of that, Rock, is these guys don't see a finish line of the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning, you know, and I mean, that would be the criticism.
Well, not many do anymore. Who does?
Right.
I mean, that's just the way the game is. The bullpen is very good, as you mentioned, a 3.44 earned run average to go along with a 3.11 ERA for the starting rotation.
Slow curveball, 56 miles an hour. That's 2 miles an hour slower than the last one he threw. I love this pitch.
There it is. Tough to put that kind of a break on a pitch that slow.
That wouldn't even register on the speed pitch up there in the concourse. I think those who follow that trend, especially with the young pitchers, and Ron Renicky and the Brewers are big believers of that as well. Very rarely in the postseason does a starting pitcher last through 7 or 8 innings. Very rarely do you see complete games. But there are a few organizations that don't believe in that system. Organizations like the Phillies and the Texas Rangers. They try to push their starters.
No, when you have good bullpens, and most, or if not every, team in the postseason has a good bullpen. You use them.
Little flare, Weeks a long way to go, cannot get there. Danny Espinosa with a base hit. Been a few of those tonight for the Nationals.
Now knows the result of pitches up in the strike zone most of the time. Watch where this pitch ends up. Up in the zone, and he jams himself, but because it's up, he's able to lift it in the air and get it out of the reach of Weeks out there at second base. He had a long way to go. Get that pitch down, it's probably a ground ball to second.
So Espinosa, after his 4th at bat, his first hit of the night, at first for Corey Brown. Homered in the 4th. Wolf has struck him out twice. Brown, a big home run hitter in AAA this year. He was 0 for his first 8 in the big leagues at the plate before he finally got a hit, and it was a home run back in the 4th inning.
It was a curveball, and since that time, Wolf has not thrown him a curveball for a strike.
I'm sure he'll get that baseball back. He hit it into the Brewers bullpen, so he'll be able to keep that souvenir from his first home run in the big leagues.
That's assuming that the Brewers bullpen knew it was his first home run. A lot of times they get those things and they throw them in the seats.
Hard throwing Jim Henderson loosening for the Brewers. Made his major league debut here on Thursday. Bouncing ball. Weeks dives, flips to second, Ransom to first, not in time.
Nice.
What a great play by Rickie Weeks.
On the backhand. Sometimes Ricky has a tough time with that play on the backhand. Got to it, able to smother it and make a quick flip over to Ransom. No chance for a double play. Well done by Ricky. All he had to do is keep it close. He does that. Look at a flip over to Ransom. Look how far out of the baseline. Check out Espinoza. They could have called a double play here. Check this out.
Yeah, you're right. Made contact. Did not touch the base. Great play by Weeks. Ron Roenicke on his way to the mound. With Ryan Zimmerman coming up. Who homered off Randy Wolf his last time up.
And maybe not. I think Randy Wolf wants to stay in here to get this out and maybe see if the Brewers can pick up a win for him.
So Roenicke will let it ride with Wolf.
No, he's a little bit closer to second base than I had originally thought. Talking about Espinoza on that takeout at shortstop. What you have to do, in the opinion of the umpire, can you touch the bag? And check out the second base umpire, Tim Welke. He's right on it. And that's kind of a gray area right there. He could have called that.
That's a Homestead gray area is what that is.
Bringing it all full circle, aren't you?
It's our Negro League tribute night tonight.
Yeah.
Big batter for Randy Wolf as Zimmerman takes a strike. A ball and a strike on Ryan Zimmerman. 1 for 2. He had a walk in the first. Hit a home run to center field in the 5th inning. His 15th home run of the season. Looking ahead to the Brewers' 7th inning. Rickie Weeks will lead off. Maldonado, then Ransom. 6, 7, and 8 in the batting order. Pitch counted 103 for Randy Wolf. Tried to reach back for a little extra.
That first 2 strikes on Zimmerman were fastballs in. He was able to crowd him a little bit. Tried to do that to him at the last at bat, but he left one out over the plate, and Zimmerman hit it out of the ballpark. See if he tries to get back in, and look how far off the plate Zimmerman stands. That means he wants the ball away. It's about as far off the plate as you're going to see a hitter.
A swing and a miss. Zimmerman strikes out. Back to the fastball goes Randy Wolf, and he gets through 7. See if the Brewers can get him some runs.
Bottom of the 7th inning back here at Miller Park. Craig Kashan back here with you on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Time now for social media and to interact with you tonight. We put one out at FS Wisconsin on our Twitter handle. Did any of you play with or against Jordan Zimmerman, the Auburndale native and UW-Stevens Point product? And a lot of tweets that guys played with and against him in high school. Of course, you guys mentioned Kenny Spindler of our PR department already, and also in college as well. In fact, a good one. One tweet stated from somebody who played at UW-Whitewater, hey, we beat Stevens Point in the College World Series, but Jordan made it to the majors. Congratulations and good luck. So a lot of good interaction on Twitter tonight, Brian and Bill.
All right, Craig, thank you. And Zimmerman was very impressive once again. 6 innings, 5 hits, just 1 run. He's out, and now Drew Storen, the former closer of the Nationals, he's been out with an injury, had elbow surgery to remove some bone chips in his elbow, and he's coming back, and he's coming back well for the Nationals. He's been pitching in spots like this. His numbers don't really bear it out. He's only pitched 2 2/3 innings, but the Nationals are glad to have him back and feel like he's going to be a big part of their bullpen as they move forward.
Yeah, he was their closer last year. He was the 4th in the National League in saves last year with 43. Arizona was 9 strikeouts per 9 innings last year. Hard thrower, good breaking ball. This is a very good bullpen for the Nationals, as we've been talking about all night.
Storen played his college ball at Stanford. He's only 24. He got a lot of youth. They have done some excellent drafting. The Washington Nationals. Ricky Weeks leads off 4-1 Nats as we play here in the 7th inning. Weeks is having another great night. Made a terrific defensive play last inning. 2 hits. Both of them hit very hard. He drove one in the gap for a double in the 2nd. Had a ringing single in the 4th that plated the only run of the game for the Brewers. Just the 6th game for Storen. Been using him as at an out at a time. You see the last 4 games for Ricky Weeks, 9 hits and 13 at bats. That home run came in Philadelphia. Starting to look like the old Ricky Weeks lately. I tied him up with a good breaking ball, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, he's got a nasty pitch. That's a good slider. Very late breaking, going straight down, tough to lay off of. You have to be patient, and that pitch right there makes his fastball even more effective.
A ball and 2 strikes. Oh, hit him. Tried to spin a breaking ball in there, and it got away from him. It hits Weeks.
And what's new? Ricky Weeks seems to get hit quite often. That was 84 miles an hour. Slider didn't do anything, and that's why he wears that pad. But a leadoff base runner from Milwaukee.
That got a pretty good chunk of Jesus Flores as well behind the plate. A double hit.
And Ricky didn't get the worst of it.
Saw J.P. Arancibia of the Blue Jays broke his hand that way just the other day. Here's Maldonado.
It's dangerous out there, you know.
That's why they call them the tools of brilliance.
Around that plate, a lot can happen over there.
Always happens. Glancing blow on the hitter.
Got to be tough.
He barely feels a thing, and you wear it as a catcher. Usually right on the inner thigh.
And did you see anybody in that Washington dugout come out to see if he was all right?
No trainers, no nothing. Hardly even raise their head. Big bouncing ball. That's fair. Zimmerman's only play is first, and he takes care of Maldonado for the out. 1 gone. Weeks advances to second. Jordan Zimmerman in his first appearance at Miller Park as a big league pitcher, and the Pizza Hut delivery of the game goes 6 innings, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts for Zimmerman.
Only 5 base hits. The big blow, that Ricky Weeks base hit after a double by Ramirez, the only run on the board for Milwaukee. And still another outing for Jordan Zimmerman of 6 or more innings. 21 in a row.
Leads the major leagues in quality starts.
That was his 19th tonight.
Cody Ransom with a runner at second base. Brewers needing to cash in at every opportunity now as Ransom pulls one foul, breaks his bat. Storen has only given up runs in 1 game this year. That was his 2nd game back from the DL against Atlanta. 4 of his 5 outings have been scoreless, but only twice has he gone a complete inning. He went a scoreless inning yesterday, giving up just the 1 hit, had a strikeout. So now trying to pitch in back-to-back games. Ties up Ransom. 0-2 the count.
We talk about all these trading deadline deals. How about Jason Worth we're talking about? If the Nationals get this guy back to the form that he was at last year, that's another nice midseason acquisition. Drew Storen. And they don't even have to make trades. Just get healthy.
Well, it's been pretty quiet on the trade front, at least on the rumor front for the Nationals, for those reasons. I always felt like if you find the team that gets healthy, has injuries to deal with, but they weather the storm. I think the Brewers fit in that category from last year. Remember, Milwaukee, for most of the first half, did not have LaTroy Hawkins nor Takashi Saito available, 2 of their key pieces in the bullpen, leading up to K-Rod in the 8th inning and Axford in the 9th. And then when they came back, they were fresh and performed very well. Brewers had one of the better bullpens in all of baseball last year, especially in the second half. Didn't give up a lead when they had that lead after 7 innings. And the Nationals starting to trend that way with some of their injured players coming back. A ball and 2 strikes. And there's a breaking ball for a called strike 3. That's the one he wanted to throw to Weeks. 2 gone in the inning. Our text question, courtesy of Ho-Chunk Gaming, who general managers tend to make trades with teams they are more familiar with, Jason and Bloomer.
It seems that way at times. I mean, teams that seem to always make deals with each other. The connection with Mike Scioscia and Ron Roenicke perhaps may or may not have had something to do with the deal for Zach Greinke. Who knows?
Jonathan Lucroy announced as a pinch hitter. 4-1 Washington, bottom of the 7th. Ricky Weeks out at second base. And Lucroy takes strike 1. Brewers have worked a few deals with the Texas Rangers over the years, a place where Doug Melvin was formerly employed. So I think there's a little bit to it.
Sure. That comfort level between general managers, knowing that they're not going to try and pull a fast one. The confidence that they're being forthright with what they're talking about with respect to players. Could have something to do with it.
Lucroy pinch hitting for Randy Wolf. 2 outs in the 7th. And a liner caught by Zimmerman at third. What a play. Ryan Zimmerman One of the best defenders in the game, and he shows you why as he takes a hit and an RBI away from Lucroy. The 8th inning now at Miller Park. The Brewers find themselves down 3 and running out of outs. Been a well-pitched game by the Nationals, and they've come up with some timely hits as well. Corey Brown, his first major league hit was a homer. In that very same inning, Tyler Moore with a 2-run shot. Ricky Weeks has the only Brewers tally, an RBI single. And then Ryan Zimmerman goes off the batter's eye in center field. 3 homers tonight for Washington. All of their runs courtesy of the long ball. And it's 4-1. Tomorrow wraps up the series with the Nationals. 12:30 airtime on our Miller Lite What's on Tap. The Astros come to town Monday. It'll be a 3-game series with Houston. Mark Rogers on the mound tomorrow. Jim Henderson on the mound right now for the Brewers. His second big league appearance. His first one was a beauty.
Outstanding, wasn't it? 3 up, 3 down, and 2 strikeouts. You want to say that too? Starting to think together. That's not good.
No.
You start thinking like me, you're in trouble.
Never good.
Ron Renicky really liked what he saw out of Henderson in that outing a couple of nights ago, and attacked the strike zone with a big fastball. Was able to throw his slider for strikes.
So Henderson gets another shot, trying to keep the Nationals right where they are at 4 runs. Michael Morse, the Washington cleanup hitter, will lead off. As an infield hit today, he's 1 for 3. On the ground to Ransom. Out number 1. Morse retired on a 6-3 put out. Wisconsin native Jordan Zimmerman in line for his 8th win after 6 innings tonight. 1 earned run.
You were trying to think about some players from Wisconsin. How could I forget Jerry Augustine?
You didn't forget him. You just didn't get to it.
I didn't mention it. Willie Mueller, Bob Whitman was mentioned. Paul Wagner, Jared Washburn.
Joe Thatcher.
A couple of Hall of Famers that were born in Wisconsin. Kid Nichols and Addie Joss and Burley Grimes.
Oh, those are some great names from yesteryear.
Right. According to R&D up in Oshkosh, 118 Wisconsin-born pitchers.
Is that right?
In baseball history.
All right.
So it's not as uncommon as you would think.
It's amazing how far your arms stretch. You got R&D and Oshkosh tonight. Well done, Rock.
Well, the R&D that's in arm's length to me.
Yes.
The information never gets by you.
Right. I had it all here. I was ready to give it out. But...
So I need long distance help. Mike tries to hand me something. You hand check him.
Right. You're on a need to know basis, Rock. We don't want to plug you up with too many numbers.
It's okay. I'll just tweet it out.
You do have the technology.
That's what I've been doing. All these interesting facts that I get, they get tweeted out.
That you dig up.
No. I didn't say that, did I?
You're not doing the digging nor the tweeting. But it's good.
It's good stuff. It's kind of it's a way to, it's an add-on to the game. You know, you watch the game, you get these interesting facts along the way.
I like it. You keep everybody tuned at Brewers Fan Camp.
Right.
Sounded like a broken bat. That'll be a base hit for Adam LaRoche. And the first hit allowed in the big leagues by Jim Henderson.
I would tweet it, but I'm kind of busy during the game.
I know you got things to do.
Yeah. Good piece of hitting by Adam LaRoche, dumping it into left field on a pitch in the mid-90s, a little bit up in the zone.
So LaRoche is aboard. A 1-out single. And here's Tyler Moore. His 6th home run of the year, a 2-run shot in the 4th. Moore, in his last 2 minor league seasons, combining for 62 home runs. This is a big power hitter up from the Washington system. He had 31 homers and 111 RBIs, and in 31 homers, 90 runs batted in. So in 2 seasons, 62 homers, 201 RBIs. And minor league seasons are 20 games shorter than the major league season. That is some big time production. Rookie year in the big leagues. Think anyone's ever called him Mary?
I hope not. I get it though.
Keeps hitting home runs like this. They wouldn't dare.
May get a call from that clubhouse tonight.
No, it's not me. I'm just wondering if that's ever been the case. I'm sure he's heard that. I would never do such a thing. Well, it's kind of a familiar name, you know. Pop culture. Tyler Moore. Off Randy Wolf.
Second home run allowed by Randy in that 4th inning gave the Nationals a 3-0 lead. A couple of bench players doing big damage against Milwaukee tonight.
25 years of age out of Mississippi State. Swing and a miss. And about face for Tyler Moore. A strikeout for Henderson. 2 outs in the inning.
A good pitch on the outside corner. That slider that Ron Randick was very impressed with in his first outing. Well located right on the outside corner.
Well, Henderson's been impressive in his first couple of outings here. It's his 2nd big league strikeout. He faces Jesus Flores late on the fastball at 95 miles an hour.
I'll tell you another guy that looks good in that Milwaukee Bears uniform, Rick Kranich.
Yeah, he's got the look.
Put a stogie in his mouth and he'll be right there.
Yeah, Rick Kranich. Not everybody can pull off the throwbacks. He can.
Yeah. Got a little John McGraw in him.
He's got his pitch counter going, just like they used back in the 20s. Pitch count. A swing and a miss, 1-2 the count. I never even heard of a pitch count in the 20s.
Right.
A ball and 2 strikes on Jesus Flores. Got a runner at first. That one in 97. Great success story, Jim Henderson. 10 years in the minor leagues before finally getting a chance in the big leagues on Thursday. Got him. Henderson with a couple of strikeouts. Another scoreless inning. The Nashville closer turning into a reliable reliever in the big leagues.
Getting ready for Brewers Live. The Brewers have their work cut out here going into the bottom of the 8th, trailing 4-1, and the 4 runs given up by Randy Wolf on 3 home runs. He had some steam in his last 3 outings coming into this game, but that home run ball early in the game certainly got to him.
Well, you know, he really looked good the first 3 innings. I thought he was just attacking the strike zone, and then he gave up what we call a cheap home run, and then at 5 straight hits. He got a ground ball, 4-3, and then 5 straight hits, and just seemed to, you know, come apart a little bit.
He goes through 7, gives up 4 earned runs, and Randy Wolf can't get it done here against the Nationals this evening, but the Brewers still an opportunity here as we get late in the game. We have Brewers Live postgame coming up afterwards, and a full postgame reaction from the clubhouse. Ron Renneke plus our instructional as well, Brian.
All right, thank you, Craig and Davey. You see Roger Bernardina now in the game in right field as Davey Johnson shows up his defense. And Sean Burnett on the mound for the Nationals as we move to the 8th inning. Nori Aoki leads off, almost hit by a pitch.
Yeah, great numbers for Sean Burnett, one of 3 left-handers down in Davey Johnson's bullpen. Earned run average just a little over 2. He has been outstanding in appearance number 47 here tonight.
Aoki bounces one over to second, and Aoki is retired. 1 gone here in the 8th inning. Michael Morris moving over to left field. Tyler Moore out of the game. Here's Carlos Gomez, and he takes one outside. Sean Burnett and Nyjer Morgan were traded from the Pirates to the Nationals together. That was a deal that sent Joel Hanrahan and Lastings Milledge to Pittsburgh as Gomez bounces to third. 2 quick outs in the 8th inning. And Morgan and Burnett know each other well, coming up through that Pirate system, traded from Pittsburgh to Washington. He's not given up much himself this year.
No, he hasn't. He's not allowed a home run to the left-handed batter. A 183 batting average to lefties, only 250 to right-handers. He's been very good.
Here's Ryan Braun. He's had a rough night at the plate as he drives out into right field. Actually off the end of the bat. So Braun on the first pitch singles to right, and the Brewers with a base runner with 2 outs.
And Burnett let that pitch leak over the middle part of the plate. Actually not on the corner, got a little bit of the white, but Ryan a little bit out in front, but strong enough with that big long bat, able to dump it into right field. Very good plate coverage for Ryan. His first hit of the night.
Aramis Ramirez. Ramirez tonight at the plate, presented by Wendy's. Had a double back in the 4th inning. Scored a run. Ramirez now 35 doubles. He's one off the National League lead held by Joey Votto.
No activity in that Nationals bullpen. A lot of confidence in Burnett. Why wouldn't you, with the numbers he's been able to put up? Another base run, and the Brewers bring the tying run to the plate, and nobody getting loose.
Ramirez had a good cut. Burnett's tough to get a beat on for a hitter. He throws across his body, and hitters say you don't see the baseball at all until the very last moment out of his hand. He shows you his back.
A little bit easier for a right-hander than a left-handed hitter. Across his body, and he short arms a little bit.
Hitters count for Ramirez, and he popped him up. Bernardina just into the game will make the catch, and a scoreless 8th. Nationals pitching showing up tonight at Miller Park. It's 4-1. For the Brewers, his 2 appearances, no runs, has 3 strikeouts so far. And Henderson, in his 2nd major league appearance of his career, the Marshfield Clinic shining moment of the game. He finishes with a strikeout, gives up a hit, but a scoreless inning with 2 Ks.
And the big question for Henderson, according to his manager Ron Renicki, is he going to be able to throw the breaking ball over for strikes? He's done that in his first 2 appearances, and that's why he's been able to put up the numbers. 17 pitches today and a scoreless inning.
4-1 Washington. We head to the 9th inning. Cameron Lowe will be on the mound, and he will face Steve Lombardozzi to lead off. The pitcher spot occupied after the double switch by Bernardina would be next, and then back to the top of the order, Espinoza. Sean Burnett gets through the heart of the Brewers order. Gave up a hit to Braun, but retired Ramirez. And the Brewers left with a 3-run deficit as we go to the 9th. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Ransom lays out, but unable to make a play or make a throw on Lombardozzi. Infield hit.
Yeah, Cameron Lowe last pitched on Thursday right here at Miller Park against Washington. 3 strikeouts in 2 perfect innings. 6 up, 6 down with the 3 strikeouts. Able to get his ground ball, but unfortunately back through the middle, and a leadoff single for Lombardozzi.
So here's Bernardina, his first at bat, and a bouncer. Ramirez, long throw, and he just does get Bernardina. Man, Aramis Ramirez putting on a third base clinic tonight.
Yeah, he was in, maybe thinking that Bernardina might drop down a bunt, and nearly had one go over his head on a chop. He had to go back, and because of that, had to throw off balance. Still able to get him. A nice stretch by Corey Hart.
That's a terrific play by Ramirez. Such a strong throwing arm. You think off the back foot all the way across the diamond like that.
There was really no time to set himself because of the speed of the hitter.
Does advance a runner to second. Top of the order here is Espinoza. Espinoza singled his last time up. He's 1 for 4. Randy Wolf goes 7 innings tonight, 4 runs, all earned. On the hook for the loss, however. Brewers have been shut down for the most part by the Nationals pitching. Another first pitch swing, and Lowe will shovel it over to Hart for the out. So 2 gone. Good play by Cameron Lowe, bouncing off the mound.
Yep, gets rid of it, is in pretty good position, and he could have taken it himself, but flips it over to Hart.
Two outs for Corey Brown. On a night he'll never forget. Homered in the 4th, his first major league hit. Washington started the day tied for the best record in the National League with the Cincinnati Reds. Bouncing ball right to Hart, and a good inning for Cameron Lowe. 3 ground ball outs. Last call for the Brewers. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Washington Nationals, they put all of their skills on display here tonight. They've gotten great pitching, some excellent defense behind those pitchers, and they've hit 3 home runs in the game, representing all 4 of their runs. Now they turn the ball over to their new closer, Tyler Clippard, who has been quite a success story himself this season.
Yeah, he's 18 for 20 in save opportunities, and what's interesting is before this year he'd had 1 save in his career, taking over for Drew Storen, and he's done a bang-up job. ERA just under 3. He's been able to keep the ball in the ballpark for the most part. 3 home runs in his 47th appearance here tonight. 18 out of 21.
Jordan Zimmermann started. He went 6 innings. Drew Storen a scoreless 7th. Sean Burnett a scoreless 8th. And here we go to the 9th. Clippard against Corey Hart to start it. And a strike to Hart. No closer controversy with the Nationals. Storen coming back from the elbow injury. He and Clippard very good friends. They're roommates. And both of them tugging on the same rope right now, just trying to help this team carry forward with a postseason appearance this year, something they have not experienced as a member of the Washington Nationals, or the franchise in Washington, formerly known as the Montreal Expos. Nationals went from Montreal to Washington in 2005. They have never finished higher than 3rd, and that was last year. Swing and a miss.
Good changeup. He's got a good one. He gave Corey Hart all 3 of his pitches, fastball, slider, change, and that last changeup is why Tyler Clippard has been able to lock down games for the Nationals. That's a good pitch.
Ricky Weeks now with 1 away. This is certainly uncharted territory for this organization, and maybe doing it a year before they thought. The Nationals, the first year they were in Washington, managed by Frank Robinson, they were 81 and 81. They had a .500 season. Haven't had one since. A win today, they'll be the first team in the National League to 60 victories. They'll go back to 20 games over .500. Through 100 games, 62 left after the night. Weeks lifts one in the air, shallow right center, and Bernardina will make the catch. 2 gone. One thing about this bullpen in Washington, Davey Johnson pointed this out. They make it fairly easy for a manager. Everybody has their role. They're all pitching well in their role. And there's not a whole lot of decisions to be made once you turn the ball over to the bullpen in the 7th inning.
And one of the reasons is they throw strikes. I mean, Clippard just pounding the strike zone here. One after the other. 7 pitches, 6 of them for strikes.
Martin Maldonado, last hope for the Brewers. Wow. The Bugs Bunny changeup. Maldonado getting the start tonight, catching Randy Wolf. 0 for 2 with a walk. Brewers need 2 base runners to have a chance at it. Don't forget, tomorrow the Brewers and the Nationals will wrap up the series. Last game of the year here in Milwaukee for Washington. The Brewers will head to Washington for a 4-game series in September. Mark Rogers against Gio Gonzalez. Anxious to see what Mark Rogers has to offer the Brewers here. He'll be taking the spot vacated by Zach Greinke, who will start tomorrow for the Angels. There's Mark Rogers. The overall numbers so-so in AAA Nashville, but lately he has been a dominant force. Doug Melvin said yesterday on our air there's been the wow factor that has earned him a start. As Maldonado strikes out, and that's the ball game. The Washington Nationals pick up their 60th win of the year, the first National League team to 60 wins as they defeat the Brewers 4-1. Zimmerman, Jordan Zimmerman, now 8-6. Tyler Clippard with his 19th save, and Randy Wolf drops to 3-7. Much more still to come on this one. Craig Kashawn is standing by. What do you have coming up, Craig, on Brewers Live?
No. Well, as always, we will have a reaction from the clubhouse as well coming up. Also going to hear from Ron Renneke. And Randy Wolfstein had a rough start. This one gave up a few home runs. We'll find out why when Brewers Live gets on the air right after the break on Fox Sports Wisconsin.